Welcome back. We're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And coming up in a little bit here, we have recording artist, professional singer-songwriter Craig Owen Jenkins. He's going to be performing live a song off of his new album, which comes out right away. And I just thought it'd be cool to have some live music on the show because it's Friday, and I love live music. Before we do all that, we're going to go over to Patricio in Ecuador. How you doing, Patricio?
Hi, doctor. How are you doing?
Hey, pretty good. Don't call me doctor. I ain't one.
Yeah. Doctor,
I can probably help you out.
Because, doctor diagnosed me ankylosing spondylitis. So I want to know what to do. I'm 32 years old, and my body weight is 150 pounds.
Didn't you just call in, Patricio? Patricio, you just called in, didn't you?
No, I didn't understand.
Didn't you just call in the other day?
No. It's the first time I called. I talked with Dr. Wallach, and he recommended me the Healthy Start Pack. Recently, last night, I received the products. But I want to know if there's any side effects if I continue with the treatment I'm currently having. Because I use injections of Humira, which is a biological vaccine for ankylosing spondylitis. So I want to know if there's any side effect, what to do, what the doses of longevity products.
Okay.
And what about food also? Tell me, doctor.
Yeah. Did you tell Dr. Wallach that you're taking these injections?
No. I didn't tell him that.
All right. The only thing that's going to interfere or interact with a drug is an herb, and there are none in the Healthy Start Pack, okay? There are none. So you can choose to keep taking the injections. Now, if it was me, I would just stop because how long have you been taking the injections?
For 6 months.
And are they helping?
I was using for 6 months. That helped me a lot because I had a lot of pain, my buttocks, my hips, my wrists. And I was using it for 6 months. After that, because I felt better, I stopped with injections. But 3 months later, symptoms reappeared. So I went again with the doctor, and he told me, okay, let's go again with the Humira. That was in the early July.
Okay, well, what I want you to do is I want you to start taking that Healthy Start Pack, okay?
Yeah.
And see how you feel. Now, if you get to the point where you don't need those injections anymore, you can just stop. But if they're helping you with the pain, then that is up to you. Things could start to get better real quickly once you get on the Healthy Start Pack. So what I want you to do with that Healthy Start Pack is I want you to take 1 ounce of the OsteoFX per day. All right, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX. 2 scoops of Beyond Tangy Tangerine. 2 scoops of the BTT. All right?
Okay.
And I want you to take 3 of the EFAs per day. Now, as far as food goes, do you have internet access?
Okay.
Do you have internet access? You have the internet?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I want you to go to the website that's the same name as this radio show, fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. All right?
Okay.
And once you go there, on the right-hand side of the website, you're going to see a big blue arrow and a button that says submit. You put in your name and your email address, and we're going to send you a list of 10 foods. All right? And these 10 foods you're going to have to avoid for the rest of your life, and that goes for everybody else. Now, chief among those foods is gluten, so no barley, wheat, rye, or oats. All right? And there's going to be 9 other things in there. No oil in a bottle, no fried foods. All these things cause inflammation and damage to your body. So you're going to have to avoid those. So go to fireyourmdnow.com and submit your email and get that list of foods. And I want you to start taking that Healthy Start Pack the way I just told you now. If things aren't working for you, I want you to get back in touch with the show, and we're going to add a few products to what Dr. Wallach told you, okay? Now, Dr. Wallach is pretty good at diagnosing things. Sorry, what were you saying?
How long should I take your products before seeing a result in my body? Is it easy to fix? It also spondylitis?
Well, how old are you?
32.
32? You know what? The younger a person is, the quicker it usually happens. Now, I've seen it take 3 months. Okay, that's what we tell people. Go 90 days. 90 days following that 10 bad food list and taking your products. Go 90 days, and I want you to get in touch with the show and let us know how you're doing. Now, if you experience 0 differences after 2 months, after 60 days, I want you to call back and talk to Dr. Glidden, because he might want to add a couple things to your order in order to speed things up. Sound good, Patricio?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, doctor.
Thank you for calling. We appreciate it, and keep in touch with us. And I have no doubt in my mind, Patricio, that you can get over this, because I've seen crazy things that people didn't think they could get over, and they did. Sound good?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, my friend, keep trucking and keep in touch with us. So I receive a lot of emails, and I'm going to go to a few of them right now. There's a guy named William Boffa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he writes, is there a product from Longevity that will improve a person's vision? I currently use store-bought glasses, 3.0 or 3.5 strength. Sincerely, Bill. Well, I'll tell you what, Bill. I've seen people's vision correct itself in a matter of months. And what you want to do, if you have vision problems, and you didn't mention how much you weigh in the email, but for every 100 pounds of body weight, I want you to get your hands on one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. That's one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. And you're going to be taking the selenium. Okay, so if you're 100 pounds, you're going to get one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. If you're 200 pounds, you're going to get 2. And I want you to add to that an extra bottle of selenium. All right, that is going to help your eyes right off the bat. Not only that, but there's a product called Vision FX. That's Vision FX. And that will be a game changer. Now, if you just heard me talking to Patricio, go to fireyourmdnow.com, get the 10 bad food list, and keep in touch with the show, because I'd really like to hear back from you and hear that your vision is working itself out on its own. Now we're going to go over to Leo Dolan. So Leo writes, I've heard the show from podcasts that I listen to while working. I know that you've been filling the doc's shoes while he's upgrading his education. Did you hear? And I did hear yesterday's show with Mark as guest and co-host. I thought it was good. Well, thanks a lot for that, Leo. Mark's a great guy. I need a recommendation for my wife who is falling apart. Her history: 2 back surgeries, spinal stenosis, sciatica, thyroid issues, high blood pressure, type 2 with high numbers, and some vision issues. She is 5'6", 155 pounds. So, for your wife, Leo, you are going to get her one Healthy Start Pack. One Healthy Start Pack. Okay? Now, with that, I want you to get her a bottle of Glucogel Plus, liquid Glucogel Plus. She's going to take 1 ounce of that per day, and you're going to add to that 1 bottle of selenium, Ultimate Selenium, okay? And that's going to help with a variety of things. The thyroid issue, interestingly enough, needs selenium and it needs calcium. Now, for the type 2 diabetes, I want you to grab her a bottle of, it's called Sweeties. Okay, now the magic in the Sweeties is a couple of different minerals called chromium and vanadium, and that is going to allow her to metabolize sugar in her blood and be able to use it properly. Okay, now, so that's 1 Healthy Start Pack, 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo, 1 bottle of liquid Glucogel Plus, an extra bottle of selenium, and 1 bottle of Sweeties. That's for your wife. Leo goes on to write, my own issues are high blood pressure, pre-type 2 with low numbers, taking metformin, wearing glasses, vision in right eye is blurred and left eye is fine with glasses on, 5'11", 230 pounds, been using BTT for the last week because the wife hasn't. You got to tell your wife it's very important that she takes this stuff. I'm not looking for business ops here. I'm looking at my wife's miserable existence, and I'm wanting to know what to use for her as well as me for the time being, what to use on a budget because money doesn't grow on trees. All right. So on a budget, Leo, you're 230 pounds. I want you to get 2 Healthy Start Packs. 2 Healthy Start Packs, and that is 2.0 liquid. You want the liquid Beyond Osteo FX in those 2 packs, and I want you to add to that a bottle of Sweeties, same as your wife. Okay? So if you have to do a little bit of shuffling around with your budget in order to do this, it's actually going to be a game changer, Leo, and I want you to keep in touch with me on the emails here because I want to know how you're doing. And he also writes here, by the way, I do run up in Alberta at the Empress to load propane and come back across the border. Closest to you would be the town of Warner in the south. I'm actually just southeast of Edmonton in central Alberta. I'm about probably 6 hours from the southern border with Montana. Leo, keep in touch with me. I want to know how you're doing. This is Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We will be back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, and we're going to jump right over to Vanita in Illinois. She called back. We lost you there, Vanita. What happened?
Well, had someone come to the door, and I forgot.
That happens. It happens. So how you doing? What's on your mind today, Vanita?
Well, I'm on that Healthy Body Start Pack, the 2.0 pack. That
Good
pack.
for you.
And then I'm on it's the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, which is the Ultra Selenium and the Ultimate EFA Soft Gel. And
the Cell Shield RTQ and all that. Yep, go ahead.
And I'm like, I'm on 5 milligram of medicine for the blood pressure.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm on Glidden for the kidneys. Then in other words, keep the water down.
Yep.
And okay. But I'm like now the veins in my legs hurts I'm just hurting, and then I kind of have cramps and my back is hurting.
How long have you been taking these packs, Vanita?
These what?
The Healthy Start Pack and the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack.
Well, now I started on it. This would be 3 weeks yesterday that I've been on the Healthy Body Start Pack, that 2.0. But I was on it like a month before the Healthy Body Start Pack, but it wasn't the 2. It was just
Healthy Start Pack.
Yeah. But now I'm on the selenium.
That's good.
The Healthy Brain and Heart Pack 2. And then I'm on the selenium, as I said.
Yeah, and it's only been 3 weeks, right?
Well, I've been on it, will be a month and then 3 weeks on this right here. So
right.
On the 2.0. It's been 3 weeks. But
and you're 81 years old?
Yes.
Right, okay. So, sometimes it can take a little while for things to start moving, and there's what can happen, too, is your body is responding to the nutrition, and things are moving in a way that they haven't before, so you're experiencing some differences. Have you been keeping an eye on your blood pressure and different things?
Well, my blood pressure at the bottom was 101 last night and I thought, oh, my goodness. I mean, I knew I was feeling Well, I feel anxious whenever, my blood pressure goes up. I feel anxious and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was having pain in my back, and it seems like that I have back pain when my blood pressure goes up and all that. It seems like I have back pain.
Yeah. Okay, so keep taking what you are, okay? Keep taking these products that you're taking.
Uh-huh.
And what I want you to do is keep an eye on the correlation between your blood pressure and when you take the products, because blood pressure, it's not the kind of thing where you just take it once a day, right? You got to take it several times to get an accurate.
I just take my blood pressure pill at noon. I can't even think, and I know, but I'm now all shook up because, But anyway.
Yeah, are you nervous being on the radio or what?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what? I get nervous sometimes coming on here too, but we got a mission, so I got to put that aside.
Right.
What I want you to do, Vanita, is keep taking what you're taking and keep monitoring your blood pressure, okay? Now, what can happen, once you get that selenium and the extra calcium in you, your body starts to move things around a lot quicker, and you may want to start weaning yourself off the blood pressure medication, okay? Now, talk to your pharmacist about that. Dr. Glidden, interestingly enough, there's not too many medications that he'll say run away from it right now, but I have heard him say blood pressure medication is garbage. It doesn't help. It actually can be a precursor to type 2 diabetes. And so, if you're experiencing some changes in your body now that you've upped the ante with the extra selenium, then, things could be moving around and you're experiencing a little bit of discomfort. And that can happen because you've never experienced this before. So I want you to keep doing what you're doing, Vanita. And keep in touch with the show. Dr. Glidden's going to be back on Monday. I want you to call back in on Monday after you've monitored your pressure over the weekend and let us know what's going on. I hear the music. We're going to let you go. And Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We got Craig Owen Jenkins coming to perform live in studio this next segment. Welcome back. Once again, we are live. Mike Phillips filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And I promised you we were going to do something a little bit different today. Now, here in studio, for the first time, we have a professional singer, songwriter, recording artist. His name is Craig Owen Jenkins. He's releasing a new album, Heavy Load, 10 original songs about trucking, farming, cowgirls, horses, and rural small-town blue-collar life. Heavy Load was produced in Edmonton, Alberta at Homestead Recorders with multiple award-winning recording engineer Barry Allen, produced by Gordy Matthews, featuring Shane Chisholm on bass, Joey McIntyre on drums, and Chloe Albert on harmonies. How you doing, Craig?
Very good today. How are you, Mike?
Good. It's really good to have you here. Now, another thing about Craig that you should know is that he is a longevity user and distributor himself. And I actually introduced him to longevity the last time Dr. Wallach was in town. And what kind of changes in your health have you noticed since you started using these products, Craig?
Well, I was actually kind of drugged along, to the seminar. And, thinking, hey, I'm in pretty good health, what have you. And but I've had chronic heartburn for years.
Yep.
And so at the seminar, I thought, well, I'll ask, what the advice is. So he got me on the program there, and within probably 2 or 3 days, I was almost completely not taking my normal daily dose of antacids and stuff.
2 or 3 days?
Within a matter of 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
To the point where I didn't even notice. All of a sudden one day, my ritual was have a coffee, and then within a half hour, I better be popping an antacid. And the one day I'd gone my second or third cup of coffee, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't take an acid yet. And then I was like, wait a minute, I haven't taken any for a few days now. So probably within a week, it was, down to where I was taking about a minimum of 3 of those a day, to where I'm at now, a couple times a week I might have to take them.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really quick results. So this works. And for anybody listening out there, heartburn can be just, I had a hard time working for years, I had to have extra strength Zantac in the truck. And it got to the point where that wasn't even working. So, you know, when Longevity came along, it was a godsend to me. So Craig is here. He's going to be performing his song Black Gold live. Craig, could you tell us a little bit about this song?
Well, I grew up on the farm, of course, and like most guys from Alberta and Saskatchewan, you end up sooner or later doing a job somehow tied to the oil field.
Yep.
And so I just wrote this song that it's about that. It's about a farmer who, you know, in the winter has to go work somewhere in the oil field to keep his farm alive.
You know what? That's a true story. That happens all the time. I used to work in the oil patch. I worked on drilling rigs, service rigs. I haven't done it in a long time, but a lot of the guys that I worked with in the wintertime were farmers that had to go to work in the winter just in order to keep their farms. So Craig's going to perform Black Gold off of his upcoming CD, Heavy Load. Take it away, Craig.
I'm a long way from home. Found work in Black Gold. I found work in Black Gold. I got a little piece of land, see enough to pay the man. So I work as a rig hand, and I work an oil well. The gold is black as hell. Someday soon I'll be back home. I spin that old chain to keep my farm on the plains, and I miss her, the prairie home. While I'm out here looking for gold, I got bills to pay. The rain has killed my hay. I went west so I could stay. Ain't been home for so long to survive these hard times. I turned pennies into dimes, and I worked an oil well. The gold is black as hell. Someday soon I'll be back home. I spin that old chain to keep my farm on the plains, and I miss her, the prairie home. While I'm out here looking for gold, I'd rather be watching my crops grow. I'd rather be strumming my guitar slow while she sings to me. And I worked an oil well. The gold is black as hell. Someday soon I'll be back home. I worked an oil well. The gold is black as hell. Someday soon I'll be back
on, Craig. Thanks for coming and playing for us. I wanted to do something different for the show because I've never heard any live music on here before, and I really like that song. Now, you're going to be playing at the Bailey Theater here in Camrose when?
Next Saturday, August 23rd, and it's the Rose City Rumble, and it's a whole roster of artists, and it's like a little mini one-day festival, and it's kind of themed around rockabilly mostly, but there's, folk artists as well.
So there's going to be a lot of drunk, toothless hicks.
Yeah. We'll see you there. I'll have your seat reserved for you.
You know what? They actually have a year-round seat reserved for me.
Yeah.
And, well, that's when I'm not kicked out,
Yeah.
Craig, thanks a lot for coming. And if anybody wants to hear some more of Craig's music or check out his CD, you can go to CraigOwenJenkins.com. And once again, that's CraigOwenJenkins.com. And he also has songs available for purchase on iTunes, and he's got a lot of really good music. I don't really personally like this guy. He's not real pleasant. He doesn't maintain eye contact, and he's just one of those people. Shifty, yeah. He's like one of them, wrong side of the tracks, right?
And my new CD, Heavy Load, is coming out this week.
This week, okay. Yeah. Am I invited to the CD release party?
Sure.
Okay, I promise not to make an ass of myself.
And thank you very much for the opportunity to play on the show.
Thanks for coming on, Craig. Like I said, I want to do something a little bit different here. It's difficult hosting a show for an actual doctor when you're not one, but that's the beautiful thing about longevity. In a lot of ways, I'm better than a doctor because I've never cut somebody open and left a pipe wrench inside of them. So, also, I don't sell drugs in a medical capacity or otherwise. Thanks, Craig, once again for coming by. We really appreciate you. So, we're going to move along now and, doing this job, I look for reasons why you should ask for the title of the show. Fire your MD now, and I go over to drugwatch.com and listen to this. All right? Here's the headline. Legitimizing ADHD an excuse to sell more pills. Well, I always knew that. I didn't need an article to tell me, but check this out. It's official. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a bona fide neurological condition. They just came out with this. And actually, if you go on YouTube, you can find a doctor that championed and pioneered the whole issue of ADHD, admitting flat out that it is a non-existent disease, okay? I mean, when I was a kid, if we were acting up in class, the teacher would do one of two things. They would have us go outside and run around the sports field twice, and by that time we were fine. Otherwise, we got smacked out. And our parents were glad that they did it. But while the disorder is now recognized, the problem of legitimately diagnosing the condition still exists. Well, it shouldn't be a problem if it's a real condition. There's no single test to diagnose it, and its symptoms are vague enough to fall under other mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, or learning disabilities. Now, we use chromium and vanadium, and we recognize this as a blood sugar issue, okay? No need for drugs. The National Institute of Mental Health defines ADHD as difficulty staying focused and paying attention, difficulty controlling behavior, and hyperactivity. Based on this definition, you could diagnose just about everyone with ADHD at some point in their lives. Interesting. Now, the writer of this article, Michelle Lamas, goes on to say, I was a preschool dropout. My parents frequently got letters and calls from concerned teachers who said I was disengaged from class activities, didn't pay attention, spent the day looking out the window, refused to go back to school. My parents withdrew me at home. I asked questions all the time and spent my fair share of time in timeout for picking on my little brother. Based on the National Institute of Mental Health definition of ADHD, I might have been diagnosed if I had grown up in the United States and not the Philippines, where they didn't really recognize the disorder. Though it can occur in adults, record numbers of children are now diagnosed with the condition. It's the second most diagnosed childhood affliction, just below asthma. Listen to this. The number of children diagnosed with ADHD has skyrocketed to 3.5 million annually today from just 600,000 in 1990. According to scientists, about 5% of children actually have ADHD, but the Center for Disease Control and Prevention shows that 15% are diagnosed. So what that tells me is that they have a whole lot of drugs to sell, and so we need to up the diagnostics. In the United States, we treat ADHD with pharmaceuticals. In some cases, these drugs have serious side effects. Listen to this. For example, Johnson & Johnson's Risperidol is linked to diabetes and movement disorders and has a black box warning for an increased risk of death in older dementia patients. Yeah, so give that to your 10-year-old. Sound good? Mike Phillips filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. We're live. Mike Phillips filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. This is the last segment of the show, and I just want to say a big thank you for everybody who stuck with me these last 7 shows. I know you love Dr. Glidden, and guess what? He's going to be back Monday. And speaking of the coolest people on the planet, we got Dave in the Thumb online. All right, Dave, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, I'm great, buddy. Hey, thanks for taking care of my buddy Bullseye there. My daughter, I was cooking dinner, and I was on the phone with an 86-year-old client of mine, and my daughter was saying, Dad, Bullseye's on Mike Phillips' show, and I didn't hear a word she said, and then I got off the phone, and my phone rang, and it was Bullseye, and he said, hey, did you hear me on Doc Glidden's show? I said, no, what, you were already on? He's like, yeah, you didn't hear me? Well, I got the show on. I could hear Mike talking, but I didn't hear you.
You know what? Just get on the horn with Bullseye and show him how to go to GCN Live and download the first hour, and then he can listen to it himself.
Yeah, I'll have my wife burn it to a disc for him, and I'll mail it to him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Going above and beyond.
You're doing a great job, Mike. I envision you with your own show one day, and I'm telling you, you're awesome, and your wife is pretty hot too. I got to tell you.
Well, I hope John Harmon's listening, because I've been approaching GCN about my own show, and I kind of want to do longevity/variety/ humor. You know what I mean? Like, I think
you would be awesome. I would be one of your greatest fans, and let me know if that happens, because I want to be a guest on that show.
Well, you will. You'll be a regular, man. You know, awesome. But it's easy. Like, it's really easy, because like I go to Fox News health section and all these different health sections, and like, you know, check out this headline: how the obesity epidemic is ruining America's sex life. Like, do I even need to read that article? You know what I mean? It's unreal. And,
it is.
You know,
it's incredible. Hey, You know what? Let me give you a phone number. We have this call on Thursday nights. It's called The Fresh Perspective. Ryan Rodabaugh out of Wisconsin, he's doing a call, you know, a training call, leadership, learning call. The number is 559-726-1300, and the PIN is 548099#. And after that call, we have an after call where a bunch of us, I call it my after call team. It's a bunch of longevity guys and gals that we hang out and answer questions for, you know, people that came to the call and didn't get their questions answered. And, you know, we sit around for a couple hours just, you know, talking about longevity and business building and helping people. It's pretty fun, and you might get a kick out of that.
You know what? I'm going to check that out. That's 559-726-1300, PIN number 548099#.
That's right, and that's every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Every Thursday at 9 EST.
Yeah, and, you know, the commander's been a guest on that call a couple times, and he takes questions and answers. It's a really good call. You know, it's interactive, and Ryan Rodabaugh, he's the host, and, you know, he's just doing a lot of great things with longevity, and I want to give a shout-out to him and all the team.
Well, if you're endorsing it, Dave, it sounds good to me. I'm gonna check that out. Well, you know what? Thursdays That doesn't work at all. My meetings are Thursdays at 7. They usually go till 9:30.
Well, guess what? You're going to have to get us on at your meetings, and because it's one team, one dream, one mission, right?
Oh, wait a minute. If you're Eastern Standard Time, yeah, we might be able to do that because that'll be 7 o'clock here.
Okay.
And that's right when we start. So that's actually not a bad idea for a meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you, the people, we give our names and phone numbers, and people call us. They listen in, and they don't chime in, because they're kind of shy, and they got questions, and we usually answer a lot. And people call us at our homes later, and they thank us for the call because they're just learning so much.
Dave, I thank you for your call. I love you, man. I appreciate your call. I hear the music. I got to take you out here. Yep. Thank you so much for all the calls and the things that you do, Dave. We appreciate you. Mike Phillip, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with me these past 7 shows. I'll be back next Friday. God bless Canada. God bless America. And God bless you.